So welcome to Qigong Live Online today, and it's Thursday afternoon. I think that's Tuesday afternoon here anyway. I think it must be night time in New Zealand. 5 hours, 1, 2, 3, it must be 8 o'clock at night, yeah? It marks some ungodly hour in the morning. Yeah, you're 8 o'clock in the night, and I'm pretty sure Mark's about 3 o'clock in the morning. Could even be 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, good to see you anyway. So, we'll just do some warm-ups. I'm not sure if you got the chance to do the Tuesday class. We did projecting energy out of our fingers, which was good, and I invented another exercise, another one. So I've got to put all these together and make a video of all these new exercises that I've just created. I made another one of turning with your hands, breathing in and breathing out and letting the energy spiral your body. It was fascinating. Anyway, so if you haven't done that one, go back to Tuesday's class, and it was interesting what happened. So, and for Linda, Mark's seen this, but for Linda, every time I do something, I keep creating new Qigong exercises because energy moves a certain way, and if you move with it, and I've created, I'm not sure they're 100% new because somebody might do some similar thing to it. And then I realised that the energy moves your body and you can actually create exercises from it. So I've done a few new ones now, so this just did another one on Tuesday. But I got to go back and find where they are and put them all together. I haven't done that yet, so I'll do that. But anyway, for now, we'll just warm ourselves up. So, and then we have I'm not sure if you've done the other weekly classes. I'm not sure if this is your first or not, but it's okay. So I've been doing these warm-up exercises where you use another part of your body to move another part. So I'm moving my elbows to let my wrist relax, and I use that. And so we're relaxing the part we want to stretch, and using another part of our body to move that other part. So, and it's fascinating how good it makes you feel, and how much energy it creates, and how warm it makes you feel too. So I'm going sideways, but I'm doing that with my wrists. I'm doing that with my elbows, not with my wrists. The wrists are just hanging down, and I'm flicking my elbows. Yeah, and we can do circles with them. So that's elbows turning, and just let the hands relax. Very good. Mark, did you have a question for me? Oh, I'm just saying Dennis has arrived. Afternoon, Dennis. Mark, did you have a question for me? You had a question, and I'm in your head, and I can hear a question. What was the question you wanted to ask me about the practice? There was something you wanted. So now I'm doing my elbows, and I'm using my shoulders to move my elbows. Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting because I didn't do it on Tuesday, so we'll go back to it. It's complicated, isn't it? It's not easy. But if we go back and do it again, then it'll be a lot easier this time than it was last time. So yeah, we can do that. Good man. I didn't do it on Tuesday. I did something else. And I remembered at the end of the class that I was going to do on Tuesday the stepping, and I forgot all about it. So it's interesting. You weren't there live anyway, so we're going to do it today. So it's fine. So I'm moving my shoulders to move my elbows relax. Go the other way. Cool. We're only going to do it for a short while. Normally you could do this longer, but because we don't want to fill our whole class up. So this is how we can move our shoulders. So we're just going to swing our hips to get our shoulder moving. Go backwards and forwards. Cool. And then do circles. Circles with my hips, make my arm go around. That's it. Now, to start off with, it can be a little bit funny to do this, but after a while you get used to letting go, and it's actually really, really good, and it feels great in the body. Because not only am I moving my shoulder, but my elbow and my wrist is relaxed as well at the same time. Go the other way. Well, as I say, all I'm doing is moving my hip, and the shoulder's moving by itself. Cool. And go the other one. Yeah, when we do the, I think when we're doing the extra week here in in July, we're doing the advanced week after the teachers training, the 200-hour teachers training here in Bali. That extra week, I'm going to introduce all 5 of the walking Qigongs. I'll do the whole 5 of them. This what we're doing today is just number 1, but they're very cool. Good. Do circles. Go a bit, break the tree. I just saw the video Sam's made for the Bhagwan Jin. I've got a promo video for the Bhagwan Jin. Make sure you watch it. I'm doing Bhagwan Jin slow motion. It looks very cool. Oh, to be that smooth normally. It's very cool. He made a really good job of it. You get the intense look. I remember doing, wagging the tail. You know the wagging the tail exercise when you're down doing this. Linda, you might not know this exercise, but an exercise that does that. And he's right up close when I do it. And when the video came on with that piece of it, both him and Josephine both laughed. I don't know why they laughed. I said, what is this about? Is this a serious look on my face? What's the story? And they both thought it was humorous, so it'll be interesting if you laugh when you see it. Yeah, well, there you go. So, still our shoulders, just moving the hips from side to side. Just let the shoulders relax. Oh, here's another one. How's that one? If that'll get you if you're dyslexic, won't it? I just made this up, by the way. Oh, gee, that's a colour, isn't it? Hands forward and backwards. Very cool. Now, this one we're going to do our spine. And now, this is not easy to do, this one. This takes practice. And you're going to turn your hips and just let your spine relax. And as your spine twists from side to side, the best you can. And I've noticed in time, if I relax, I can actually feel my spine moving. And the muscles and tendons around the spine are releasing, so that I actually can just do that right up to my neck, and I feel my neck flopping from side to side on the top of the spine. Yeah, bizarre. But I think this one could take a few years to perfect this one. But I can feel right down to my sacrum. My sacrum's relaxed, and I'm turning. I can feel L4, L4, and I can feel it moving slightly. But it didn't do this to start off with, by the way. To start off with, it was just all stuck. But it has happened over time. Just keep doing the exercises. Cool. Now we're going to move our hips this time. Now to move our hips, we're going to move our knees. So we do circles with our knees, and just relax your hips. And you can move your hips by moving your feet if you want. Your ankles, just turn your ankles around, make circles with your ankles. Wherever your intention go changes it, yeah? Go that way, go back the other way, circles the other way. And this is actually good for your knees too, but I'm circulating, making my knees do circles. Then from side to side with the knees. Very good. Front and back with the knees. And the front and back of the knees, and all I'm thinking of is the knees moving and just relaxing the hips. And I can feel my sacrum going backwards and forwards inside my pelvis. It's flopping backwards and forwards because I'm not using my sacrum, I'm using my knees to move. And that means the hips can just relax. It's a weird feeling. Good. Circles. Very good. Now we're going to swap it over in complete different intention. We're going to move our hips to let our knees and relax our knees and just move our hips. So now they're the same exercises, but our focus is different and it just feels totally different. So now I'm doing circles with my hips and just let the knees relax, let the ankles relax. Very good. Go the other way. I'm going to patent these exercises. I don't know how I'm going to do that because you can't patent exercises, but I like side to side. Move your hips from side to just relax your knees, relax your ankles. In this case, my arms are relaxed too, so everything's swinging from side to side, the whole thing. And my spine's relaxed too, so my spine's going from side to side as well. And all I'm focusing on is moving my hips, and everything else is just relaxed, the best you can anyway. Cool. Move your hips backwards and forwards. Relax your knees. Very cool. Good. Move your knees, so you're flopping your foot, but you're moving your knee to do that. Your knees, and part of it's coming from my head. It's like reflexology. If you had a reflexology and what do they call it? Loosening your foot. When they get your foot and they go backwards and forwards on your foot, and your foot just flops backwards and forwards. It's exactly what that feels like, but you're doing it yourself. But your foot still feels just as relaxed, because I'm not moving my foot, I'm moving my knee. And have that floppy foot fingers, just like the hand. It's such a nice feeling. And you can do circles with your knee. Let the foot go around. Circles the other way. Good. Do the other side. Oops. Standing on a rock. Circles. Very cool. Good. Shake your legs out. Shake your hips. Shake your arms. Good. Everything's nice and relaxed. That feels great. Oh, we forgot one, didn't we? We forgot our neck. Just our neck, and you hold your neck up and you just let it fall back. You bring it to the center and let it fall forward. And you move your hips to do this. Come to the top and just relax. Up, relax. Side to side, the same thing. Move your hips and let the head flop from side to side. The best you can. These I reckon are the hardest ones to do, to let your neck go, because you fear that you're going to hurt yourself. But your ligaments and tendons will hold your neck. You won't hurt yourself. You're not doing it really fast. You're just doing it from side to side, so it doesn't flick that bad. Feels great. And then the big one, of course, is do the circles with your hips and move your head. Just let your head flop forward and backwards. And go the other way. Very good. Fantastic. Well, bow, eh? That's pretty cool. Right. Roll your hands back onto your thumbs, bring your left hand underneath, right hand on top, two thumbs together. Cool. Bring it towards your heart, then down to your physical centre, down to your lower dantian. Very good. So, fixed step blowing. They call it fixed step blowing. It's mainly because of the way you blow, because you breathe out through your mouth. You breathe in through your nose, two in your nose, two out for the mouth, and go. It's a strange breath pattern. But we'll get to that one. We'll do the first part of that. So first what we're going to do is the actual idea of stepping. We step off to your right. I'm going to mirror you so we go the right direction. And so the feet are facing toward the front, and you're going to step off and you leave your left foot facing the front. You're going to step off with your right foot into the quarter, into the 45. If 12 o'clock was in the front, and 9 o'clock was one side and 3 was the other, we're going to go to the 10:30 on one side and the 1:30 on the other. Don't step out too far, so you want to be able to move forward. So when we move forward, when you go forward, the heel comes off the ground, and then it goes down on the ground, and then the toe comes up. Now we're going to change this slightly. Toe goes down first, then come forward. Good. But we're going to move the body. So as we go to the side, I'm facing towards the foot I am, but when I come back to the front, I'm going to face towards the other foot. So I'm back facing towards the front, then I'm going to turn and come around to the side. Come back to the front. Turn when I go back to the side. Now the stepping, heel goes down first, then move. And I'm going to put the toe down first before I come back to the front. Heel down first, back to the front. Toe down before I move to the side. So you want to be able to put in your heel down first and then move. Then put your toe down first and then move. But you definitely want to be able to move your foot first. Foot first, then turn. Heel down first, then come back. Toe down first, then turn. Heel down first, then come back. And you want to do that, and you don't want to be going forward and putting your foot down on the way there. You want to put it down first, and then you turn to the side. Put your heel down first, then come back. Toe down first, then go across. It's really important that there's a gap, you don't do it on the way across. Because it's all about connecting the kidney points to the ground first. Then turn, heel down, turn. Now when you're doing this to the exercise, we're disconnecting now when you've got the foot up at the front, you're disconnecting your kidney points and all the points in your toe, all the meridian ends in your toes. So it's only the heel on the ground, there's no meridian, there's extraordinary vessels go to your heel, but there's no one of the 12 meridians go to your heel. So there's nothing connected to that foot in theory. So when you go down, as soon as I put my toe down on the ground, I connect my kidney points and the spleen, liver, stomach, gallbladder and bladder points, or I just stick them all to the ground. Now all the 6 of the meridians are connected to the ground. Then I'm going to come forward. And when I come off the front, when the heel comes off the ground, I disconnect the kidney point only, because the toes are still touching the ground, but the kidney point comes up off the ground. Now it's not on the ground, it comes off. So when it comes off, I disconnect the kidney point. I go back and I connect the kidney point when it goes down first, then I come back and then turn back to the front. And as I do that and turn to the front, of course the toe comes back off the ground. Toe first, then go forward. Heel first, then come back. Toe first, come back. Now it's a bit complicated, so we're going to practice this a bit, so if we get used to it. Toe down, before we add anything else. Heel down, back, toe down, forward. Heel down, back, toe down, forward. That's it, perfect. Heel down, back, toe down, forward. And as I say, that the inclination will be to put the toe down on the way across, and try not to do that. Heel down first, then come back. Toe down first, then go forward. And as I say, after a while you do this, you'll see yourself all of a sudden you start moving and putting your foot down at the same time. And you've got to catch yourself doing that because it's incorrect. And come back, toe down. Toe first, then move. Heel first, then move. Toe first and move. Heel first, then move. And we just practice this. So we'll go to the other side just so we don't get too confusing. So there's a fun thing happens with Tai Chi, and I know Mark does Tai Chi, and I think Dennis has done a bit of Tai Chi as well. I'm not sure about yourself, Linda. And when you do Tai Chi, what happens is your brain gets overloaded. So we're stepping off with our left foot this time. So toes off the ground, toe down first, then go forward. Heel down first, come back. Toe goes down first, move forward. Heel goes down first, come back. Toe goes down, move forward. Heel goes down, move back. Toe goes down first, move forward. Good. What happens is with our mind when we're doing Tai Chi, if you haven't done Tai Chi, is your mind's trying to do a whole lot of things at once. And it gets complicated, and what happens, it just switches off. It's just like a computer. If you do too much on your computer just glitzes and shuts down because there's just too much going on, and the processors can't keep up with it. But the same thing happens with our minds. Our processors gets confused sometimes. And we're trying to do a lot of this exercise. There's a lot of things happening at the same time. And so there's a lot of things happening. The brain struggles with that. And you can be okay for a while, and then all of a sudden you get brain fog. You get lost. Be okay if that happens. It's just such a normal thing. But it's very good for your brain health, to make your brain multifunctioning different things. We're doing movement, we're doing breath, and soon we're going to be using our arms at the same time. And the arms and legs all go in different directions, so we're having this cross coordination that's happening inside the body. Heel down first, come back. Toe goes down, go forward. Heel goes down, come back. Toe goes down, go forward. So I'm going to teach it slightly different than I did last week, to make it even more, try and make it easier, because when I got there last week I was, wow, this is so complicated. So we're going to do the breathing before. We're not even going to use our arms at the moment, so we'll try it without the arms. Go. So the breathing. I'm sitting here, I'm on the back foot, I'm on my back of my right foot with my toe of my left foot up. When I've got to put my foot down before I do the breath, because I've got to connect the kidney points and the meridians in my toes before I breathe out. And so it's got to go down first, and then as I come forward, I do 2 out breaths out my mouth. And then the heel comes up. Then I've got to put the heel down first before I can take the 2 in breaths, because I've got to need the kidney point on the back before I breathe in, because I'm going to breathe up the kidney point, so I can't breathe up it if it's not on the ground. So I've got to put it down, breathe in, and then I come back. Yeah. And of course, I want to breathe out through the kidney point, and I can't breathe out through the kidney point if it's not touching the ground, so I have to put it down first. Heel down, breathe in. Toe down, breathe out. Heel down, breathe in. Toe down, breathe out. Now, just to make things more complicated, we're going to talk about the timing of it. You have to have the foot down for the first out breath, the first one, but the second one doesn't matter. So as long as you get the first one, so if I'm stepping off the same way again, the toe goes down for the first one and goes, and then of course I'm moving forward on the second one. And as I sit down the back one, the heel goes down first, and that's the first in-breath, and then I do the in-breath as the other in-breath as I'm going backwards, back to the center. First out breath when it goes down, and then the second one as I'm moving forward, when I'm turning to the side. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what gets you going. So both of them you've got to have the both feet on the kidney points on the ground to do both of the breath. But the first one's okay as long as you've got the down for the first one, not the second one. Yeah. Toe down as I move forward, heel down, breathe in. Toe down, breathe out. Now, just to complicate yourself even more, we're going to do the other sides, so swap sides. So now we've got our right foot forward. Our right foot forward, toe off the ground, remember, so the toe's got to go down first. On the out breath goes, you've got to put it down first, then go, and then move on the second. Yeah, good. And put your heel down, breathe in, and then move on the second in breath. Toe comes up, breathe on the first out breath. Yeah, it's confusing, isn't it? Just practice, just take your time. Now, so just rest for the just get all the steam coming out of your hair. So it's very important because when they're stepping, when you walk, when you step with these, because as you step with them, you do that. We haven't done the hands yet, but as you do that, and you have to have your heel down. And so you have to have the toe down before you do the breaths. And you have to have the toe up for there before you do the in-breath. Otherwise, you're not connecting the energy from the kidney point into the breath if you've got your foot in the wrong place, if it's not down when you actually breathe out. So it's so important, and they do it in the very first exercise to get you used to it. And then when you get this one, when you do the actual walking and stepping, it's so much easier because you realize the pauses you have to have and where your foot's got to be every time you breathe. Otherwise, if your foot's off the ground and I'm breathing out, all the energy is just going to go out through your foot and it's not going to connect to the ground, and that you waste the whole idea of what's happening inside the exercise. So, as I say, but they do it the static one. You think it'd be easier. I'm not sure whether it's easier walking or whether it's easier doing it in a static posture, but this is the first one, so we're doing this one because I can't really walk off because we're on a video, so it's a bit more tricky. Anyway, so remember, we'll go back to that one, then we'll do the hands. We'll have a go at the hands. See how we go anyway. Toe down. Yeah. Heel down, breathe in. Toe down. Heel down, breathe in. Toe down first, breathe out. Heel down, breathe in. Toe down first, breathe out. Heel down, breathe in. Toe goes down. Now I can already feel the energy because it's a kidney exercise. This exercise tonifies your kidneys, strengthens your kidneys, one of the parts it does. And I can already feel the energy generated inside my body doing this exercise. just by connecting the kidneys, breathing in and out from yin and yang foot, either side, and moving the energy up and down the body, it's changing it dramatically. Oh, I forgot to add this other piece too. Don't breathe too hard. Don't go when I do that, because you don't want to over breathe. You don't want to get too much oxygen in your body. You don't want to breathe out. So just breathe normally as you normally breathe. It's just a slow. It's just a. I do it loud so you can hear through the mic what I'm doing, but I normally wouldn't breathe out loud. If I did this exercise, it's going to be like this. I'm not sure you can hear that. So it's just a normal breath that I normally take. I'm just going, but I emphasize it by breathing louder so you can hear it. So don't over breathe. Don't go. You just tip yourself out and you fall over. You'll be a little puddle inside your lounge on the ground. You'll faint. You'll faint on me, and I wonder why you've disappeared off the screen. That'll be your room and nobody there. Could be your feet sticking up in the air. I don't know. That was my sense of humour. Breathe in. Remember going back to the front, face this way, back to the other side. Back to the front, back to the side, back to the front, toe down, breathe out, breathe in, very good. Just have a rest. Could you do me a favour? Sam, could you just check what's happening in case there's somebody at the gate? Because that's a different bark. Our dog has different barks. There's another dog out there and I want to eat him bark. And I've got a courier at the gate bark, and I've got people walking past bark, and I've got a dog going past in the street. He's got a bark for all of them. But I think that was a people bark, so... I love the dog. The dog's great. We were down at the beach training this morning, doing our Tai Chi down the beach. And I was up in the thing, and so she couldn't wait for a swim from me, so she went down with some guy down there swimming. She just swam out to the guy. The guy, what's the dog doing out here swimming out in the water, in the sea? She just swims out. It's bizarre. And he's sitting there, and he's talking to her. She just sitting there swimming around him. It was so beautiful to watch. It's not something you normally see as a dog come out in the water in the sea and start swimming out to say hello. So anyway, I just want to share that. It was amusing me. Anyway, back to where we were. Back to the idea. So now we're going to introduce the hands. Yep. So the hands are really simple, but it's just another thing you've got to coordinate with this whole movement from side to side. So we'll start off from the right side again. Toe off the ground. And when the toe goes down before you do the out breath. But the hands, we'll do this one. So we start with right foot forward, and our hands are out towards the left. Yeah. Both palms are facing backwards. You don't have them down. Yeah, you don't have them up. They're both facing backwards this way. It's to do with the articulation of your arm that articulates past your body this way is why they're facing backwards. And you're getting this motion like that. And they don't go this way very well because one doesn't articulate that way, but it articulates that way. The elbow likes to do that. It has that motion with the elbow, and that's the elbow. It doesn't do this one. It's different, and that one there is different. So we're having this idea from there. Like as your toe goes down, and you go from the front, and you turn to the side, and you turn, and the heel comes off the ground, and you follow the hands. You look right around where the hands are, and they're facing backwards. Now, you don't want to be putting pressure on your shoulders, but you're turning your shoulder over to get the feeling so that they're direct 100% back, because you don't want to do that to your shoulder. You want to relax your shoulder. So it all depends on how much times you've been to the gym, what your shoulder looks like. So some people will be able to do really easily both hands facing backwards, but because of the muscular construction of my shoulder, my hands are slightly there where it's comfortable, where I've got no pressure on it. This side's different. I come this side because I'm turning this way, it's there, not rounded that way because I don't want to turn the shoulder over, so it's relaxed. But the bottom hand will just go up like that. It won't do much different than that, but it's at the top will be different depending on your shoulder. So it goes from, when you go to the front hand looking that way, goes to weight on the back foot, go that side. Toe down, go the other way. Don't use the breathing for the stage. Heel down, come back. Both hands come up. Toe goes down, come forward. Heel goes down, come back. Toe goes down, come forward. heel go down, come back, toe go down, come forward, toe go down, heel go down, come back, toe goes down, go forward. So when we're doing this and we're looking, so part of this is about, in the description of toe walking, it's like walking down a path and looking at the cherry blossoms either side of the path. And they had a depiction of a Qigong master walking down the path, looking from both sides and looking at the blossoms. Yep, there's another part to this which we won't introduce with this one. The other part is you've got to smile. You actually make yourself smile. It's a weirdest thing that happens with that, and we'll practice that on the course. But if you start smiling doing this exercise, it starts generating a certain energy inside the body when you're smiling. And so you're smiling to yourself and you're looking to the side going, and you smile. What happens, that smile creates a chemical reaction from the smile. As we know, it creates an energetic reaction inside the body. Well, if you keep smiling, this what is it, the photo smile. You know when somebody takes a photo of you? I got somebody take a photo the other day, and I know this. I think of the smile, hi, like this, and I don't even know who this person is. I make this face up when I smile on the camera because I smile, I like smiling, but I don't do this one. I don't know who that is. I just make him up. He's the happy looking one with a smile. And I was really smiling. Well, you do the same face. You do the same, the camera shot smile, the smile. Did you try to hold that smile? You never do that in real life. Walk around like that, they think you're crazy. And so when you come to the side and you just start smiling, and you come back and you keep that smile the whole time. And what it does is start creating endorphins running around your body because of it's creating that energetic. And after a while, we walk up and down the class doing this exercise, and then people start laughing. They can't help it because that energy is starting to boil up inside you. And if anybody's got pent up overjoyfulness, I'll explain. I think some of you know what that overjoyfulness is. If they have that in their heart, they got too much. They just lose it. They'll just start laughing. They can't stop, and they're going down looking at this. And of course, there's other people walking down with you, and there's other people walking back, and you see them smiling like this, and then you see their funny look on their face and the funny look on your face, and the whole class just starts laughing, and it laughs, and it carries on. It doesn't stop. It's just hilarious because that energy is just boiling, and everybody gets rid of their pent-up energy inside their heart, their overjoyfulness, get to release all that so their heart can be free. But meanwhile, people lie down on the ground laughing. I mean, that sort of laughter, right? Full belly, holding your stomach laughing. It's just a beautiful thing. Anyway, you come clear the course and you get to experience what that feels like. Yeah. But we don't necessarily need to do it in fixed step. You usually do it when you're walking, the first step you're walking. But we're just going to do it this way. But if you want to, if you're sitting at home and you don't mind looking at having a nice smile on your face, and you bring that energy of that smile to yourself when you're doing this. And you just happiness, just bring happiness to your sport. You're walking down and you're going from side to side. And you think of the blossoms, the beautiful blossoms every side. Very good. Perfect. Speaking of the blossoms, happy Chinese New Year for Sunday if you haven't already known. I think I've seen it. I'm not sure if my email's gone out about that. It's a water rabbit. I think it's a water rabbit, yeah. So it's a tough year. Whew. It can be a good year or a really rough year, so just know it can be both. It has a unique character, the water rabbit. So if you're born in this year, you can have all sorts of turbulence in your life. So if your child's going to be born this year, you're going to have an interesting child. Of course, there's lots of good traits to it, but it can be a bit turbulent. Yeah, very good. So go back and forward. So we chop the other foot, hand foot. Other foot forward, put your left foot forward, and do the same thing. You start with your off hand, bring your toe up, your off hand looking that way, and then come this other way. There you go. Now I have to sit back, so I'm going to brush that tree. And you just want this rhythmical feeling inside the body where it's just smooth. Yeah. And you'll feel the body transferring weight from the front to the back. And everything's done, and you want to, in time, the body moving and the body rotating, because you're rotating the hips because you're turning. Rotate back to the front. Rotate to the side. And you're going to get this coordination that happens inside your body with the transfer of weight from one foot to the other. The rotation. And then your hands moving from one side to the other. And you're going to get this thing that happens inside the body where it's all connected, and it's all doing the same thing at the same time. Your hip moving, the rotation, and the arms are like one piece. Your body's moving as one piece. There's no separation between you and the arms, and your feet are completely moving together. And there's no gap. It's not like your legs are moving, then your arms move afterwards. It's not like that. But that's going to come with practice. It's one of the hardest things to do when we do Tai Chi, and I know Mark and I have talked about this, to coordinate the hands and the feet so they're all connected, and there's no I'm moving an arm, then I'm moving a leg, I'm moving an arm and a leg, and they're completely connected energetically. And so this exercise teaches you how to do that. Good. Now we'll go to the other side. Now we're going to try and put the breath in it. We'll open the can of worms and we'll try and breathe on it at the same time. Yeah, that's how we go. Bring your hands to the side. Remember, the foot's got to go down before you do the breath. So look at that. So toe goes down first, then 2 out breaths. Good. Heel goes down, 2 in breaths. Toe goes down, 2 out breaths. 2 in breaths. 2 out breaths. Toe down first, 2 out breaths. 2 in breaths. 2 out breaths. Toe first. Now, of course, the hardest thing is you've got to get your toe down before you take the breath, or breathe in or breathe out. Either way, you've got to move your foot first. Can you show my foot? Sam, can you get into my feet so I'll show them what we're doing? Just scroll down. Good. So toe goes down at first, then 2 out breaths. Heel goes down first, then 2 in breaths. Toe goes down first. Heel goes down, 2 out breaths. Sorry, in breaths. 2 out breaths. 2 in breaths. Thanks, mate. Toe goes down. Perfect. So that's not easy to do. So this is where the practice takes. And then in time, it's just it becomes fluid motion. And you can sit and do this exercise. And you can sit there for hours if you want. And it just feels divine. The movement from forward and backwards. As I said, don't over breathe. Very good. Shot the other side. As I say, it's just there's no exception for practice for this exercise. It just takes time, and be okay that and go back to this. We've got 2 classes of it now. Go back and practice this. It's such a beautiful exercise. Yeah. Next time you're in the airport and you're waiting to get on the plane, there's a big long list, and you can just sit there and do this by your carry-on bag. Who cares what people think? You're busy training. You might as well fill in your time standing in the queue, doing something that's useful. I was only joking. So remember, the toe goes down first. Heel go down. Toe goes down first. Heel go down. Very good, and just get the timing right and just relax. Whoops. Let's do that slowly. smoke from the tree. Try and keep your head up too, so when you're doing this exercise, don't lean over, don't lean backwards when you do it, lean backwards this way. Lean backwards that way, or lean down when you go to the front. You want to keep your head the same height, and so you keep your centre column when you're going from forward and backwards, so you keep that, the idea of the upright position. So going from side, even though the hands are turning. When you go to the front, don't lean back, and when you go to the back, don't lean backwards. Keep your body nice and straight here. Good. Looks good. So you can meditate doing this particular exercise. You can sit, so once your body works out how to do this and you don't have to think about it, then you can sit there and just move quietly backwards and forwards. And all this energy is moving all through different pathways, and you can just let go and you can meditate in this place. And you can feel the conscious space outside of yourself, you can feel yourself connected to the conscious space, and you're moving energy inside the conscious space. Gee, it must be close to the end of the class. They've started the tile cutting next door. How's that for timing? Oh, I love it. Hopefully there's only one piece of wood he wanted to cut. That's it, perfect. Nope, he wanted to cut 2 pieces. Oh, it's perfect timing anyway. Very good, do what? A couple more. Good, and then just rest. Now you feel your arms are just floaty. It's like there's these big lead things and they've got all this pins and needles. You see your hands will get blotchy because all the energy is moving inside your hands. But you have this relaxation that happens inside your arms, and because your body's been moving slowly backwards and forwards, the whole body's energetic. It's got really relaxed, and all you're doing is like a wave of yin and yang energy. Yeah? Very cool. We'll leave it there because the neighbour's decided to build his house now. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you on Tuesday. Oh, and remember, happy Chinese New Year on Sunday. And yeah, they're working on a solar calendar, so it's really, really different. So have a look. And, I was sending out an email about the water rabbit. Anyway, I've sent one out, an email about talking about what it actually means to be a water rabbit. So have a read. It's quite interesting. Anyway, have a beautiful time, and go out and have dinner and have some Chinese cake, New Year's Chinese cake. Very cool. All back on your thumbs. Left hand underneath, right hand on top. Gong. Make a fist with your left hand, cover with your right. Bring it towards your heart. And bring your hands down. Return your energy back to the lower dantian. Back to your physical centre, back in your lower tummy. Good. Just step back. Bow to each people that come into class. Thank you for coming to class, and for the people who are going to watch this afterwards, I hope you enjoy that class. Please ask if you have any questions around that. Just message me, and we'll see you on Tuesday out on the front lawn. Be cool. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Eh?